Yo guys, how's it going on? Welcome to a new video on the channel. Today I'll be going over how I was able to complete all the tiers of the Knightfall Era Battle Event. So as you can see, we only got 1 star on both the tier 5 and 6, but this is because when CX-2 did her big AoE ability, everyone died off except for CX-2 because he stacked so much extra mastery. And for those of you that don't know, CX-2 basically stacks dodge chance and deflection chance. So basically when you get to CX-2, he should be unkillable. As for the modding, really doesn't really matter too much, especially on both Apo and CX-2. I have my Apo on with my normal modding, so I have offense and health. Just some decent stats, I guess. And most of the damage is pretty nice. It's pretty nice, as you're going to see in the video as well. To just do the basic when you get to CX-2, because he will call Lord Vader to assist, and he'll give defense penetration to Lord Vader all the time. So this is pretty good, and they'll do pretty decent damage once they get to CX-2. I was able to just put it on auto until I came to CX, then I had to take it off a little bit and play with it. Also, CX-2 very beneficial from the disarm is very good to try and decrease CX-2's damage a little bit, because it's not really an issue really with the other characters. It's just CX-2 that's a little bit difficult to beat, so the disarm is pretty good to try and reduce her damage a little bit. And also this ability can be quite useful, and then of course the uniques are very good for Apo and Lord Vader in this case. So yeah, I don't think I have too much more to say. Yeah, sorry, the modding about CX-2, I just made him pretty fast, also a lot of health. I changed the modding on him from protection to health primaries, because in Grand Arena he'll gain 100% max health, so we don't have to talk about that. Today I'll make another video about that. I also want him to be really fast, because he will be the main guy to inflict Order 66, so if he takes 3 turns pretty fast, the enemy character will get Order 66 pretty fast. So I think that's just basically what I can showcase, and I talk a little bit of the strategy. It's mostly about CX-2, as I said, and I was able to put it on auto for the most of the battles, except for when it came to CX-2, especially in tier 5 and 6. So let's just go ahead and showcase the gameplay. So basically this is tier 4, and this one I was able to just completely full auto. This was the first time I did it yesterday night. Today I actually played the event myself when I got to CX-2, so I could give you guys some good recommendations of if or in case you end up getting stuck on her. I don't know exactly what the requirements are with the relics for tier 5 and 6, but it's gonna be pretty high relics nonetheless required for the Apo and CX-2. So my Apo and CX-2 are both at relic 9, as you saw. And for this one, the tier 4, we were pretty straightforward. We're just gonna go ahead and nuke CX-2 out pretty fast, and as you can see, we were able to survive with our Lord Vader, which was pretty nice, even though she dealt a crap ton of damage. And this, I think, also I was also able to just auto tier 5 as well. Today when I did it the second time, I struggled a bit more, and then I used the strategy that we're talking about a little bit now. So once I got to CX, I just wanted to try and do the basic as often as I could with both Apo and the Knightfall Trooper, because as I mentioned, they call Lord Vader to assist. He gains defense penetration up, and basically he'll be able to do a lot more damage. And I feel like the dots, you're never gonna get to 8 dots, I feel like, so doing Apo's second special isn't doing too much. And as you can see, our CX-2 stacked enough mastery to survive that the big hit. So that's basically how you'll be able to beat this event, with CX-2 stacking his mastery. Anyways, back to the CX-2 thing. Just do the basic with Apo and Knightfall Trooper to call Lord Vader to assist. I also felt like saving Lord Vader's special abilities, so the Dark Harbinger and the Unshackled Emotions, for the opportune moments, were also pretty beneficial in my quest to try and take her down. I'm not gonna lie, it took me a few battles to get through it. But we were able to get through it, guys, so that's pretty nice. CX-2's special ability with the disarm helped out a ton, as well as I mentioned, and from there on out you just need to try and work it down because she is pretty tanky. I wish this was the Jocasta new we got from the Conquest, but yeah, I think she will do great stuff with once Mace Windu arrived. And as you can see, I did play this on auto because yesterday I was just recording everything while I was watching Champions League at the same time, so I just put everything on auto, and eventually I was able to beat this. So you can probably beat this event also if you do it enough times on auto. However, as I said, the strategy with just doing the basics with Apo and Knightfall Trooper will help you get through that Jocasta new pretty fast. And also you need to have a little bit good RNG, because once she gets the rifle thing and she does her I think it's the first special, she can just go ahead and nuke someone out. And normally, more times than often, she goes for Lord Vader. And basically, when Lord Vader dies, the battle is just over. And as you can see, she hard targets Lord Vader over there. I just had an auto cut, and really, I don't want to edit it out because I want to show you guys how this can look. And I think in this one, I'm able to get it done. But you have to be a little bit lucky as well. Although the strategy, as I said, with doing the basic and timing out the disarm with CX-2, you have to be lucky that she does her first special once you get her rifle on either Apo or Knightfall Trooper. Because if she goes for Lord Vader, she can nuke him out, which puts you in an impossible situation and where you cannot kill them off, basically. I also felt like the Dark Harbinger wasn't really doing too much because I felt like I was never able to inflict buff immunity, healing immunity, or anything like that. It's, at least on Jocasta New, I was able to inflict it on the other characters such as Shakti, which you just saw here, and also on Killer and Beck. But on Jocasta New, it was just felt like it was impossible to get any debuffs on her. But anyways, as I said, the strategy was pretty simple when I tried it today. Just do basics. I think I've said it like 5 times now, sorry if I'm repeating myself, but yeah, it's a little bit RNG dependent as well. We've already touched at it a little bit as well. Now I'm just trying to fill up the last part of the video with stupid words that I don't really need to be said. I mainly said the most of the stuff. Just do the basics, time out that disarm, and then hopefully you have a good RNG that she goes for either Apo or Knightfall Trooper, because if she goes for your Lord Vader, you are pretty much screwed once he dies off. But we should get the win here in a second. So yeah, I mean, that's just gonna be the strategy. It's a little bit RNG, and you need to hope for the best in some cases. I don't think the modding did too much, but if you want to try out with these mods, go ahead, be my guest. So anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for me. Hopefully you did enjoy this short video of me explaining how I was able to beat the tier 5 and 6 on the Knightfall event. So anyways, have a good day or night, whatever time in the world might be when you're watching this, and hopefully I see you in my next video or my next Grand Arena stream. So bye bye, guys.